Hello, hello. I'm Zachary Hines, and this is what you missed at the Straz. Hello, I'm Zachary Hines, and I'm with the totally fetch LeeAnn Day Douglas. And we're wearing pink because it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. We're recording on a Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we wear pink.
And we're talking about, you guessed it, Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
The musical. Yes, they turned it into a musical. It was a movie, now it's a musical, and soon it's going to be a movie musical. I liked the little announcement that Tina Fey did that was like, and don't film it because it's already a movie.
Right. It's already a movie. You don't need to have your phones out. So, yeah, that was really clever.
Yeah, I
like
thought
that
it
a
was
lot.
cute to have. I mean, sometimes I remember like when 9 to 5 was here, they had like that little video of Dolly Parton doing her thing, and Whoopi Goldberg would do the curtain speech for Sister Act.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was my favorite.
Yeah,
Tina
I
Fey is
liked
just
it.
so cool.
I like her a lot.
And, you know, I have to say the actress who played Tina Fey's role did a very good Tina Fey impression.
She was great. I really, really liked her.
She
And the
was
whole
so
time I
good.
was like, oh my gosh, you're Tina Fey.
I know. It was like, it wasn't like, you know, sometimes you see people and you're like, you're totally copying. You know, it's obvious that they're doing an impression.
Right.
But I feel like she captured the essence of Tina Fey while still making it her own.
Yep, I thought so too.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
So yes, you guessed it. We went to see Mean Girls last night, and we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
But first, we started our evening with a lovely stroll down the Riverwalk, just a short hop, skip, and a jump to Armature Works, and they have 2 restaurants, or I guess 3 now, if you count the rooftop bar. But we went to Steelbach. It was your first time.
It was.
Fabulous.
So, one of the things I like about eating downtown is, you know, you get here, you're parked already. You don't have to worry about being late because you can walk to wherever you're going to eat. And, you know, if you forgot to make reservations at Maestro's, there are a lot of eateries down here that are fabulous. And so I was like, well, let's try Steelbach because I've never been.
It was quite a decadent evening.
It was a decadent evening, and it was really, really good. I mean, the food was good. The service was good. The environment at the restaurant.
There was a fireplace.
There was a little fireplace. It was so cute. There was this booth that I wanted to sit at, and they're like, oh, that's a special request. I was like, okay, that's good to know for next time.
Yes.
Because I really want that booth. It was right next to the fireplace. So, yeah, it was lovely, and it was a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, and a beautiful, I love walking on the river. It's just so nice, and especially at that time, you know, a lot of people are jogging, there's families out, it's great people watching.
Everybody's got their dog out there.
Yeah, there's so much life. It's crazy to think of Tampa just 10 years ago.
Right.
None of this was here.
Without it.
Like, I can't even imagine what it was like. Like I was there, I lived it, but I can't even, it feels like it's always been here.
Yeah, it's amazing. I really, really like the Riverwalk. I think it's a great addition to downtown Tampa. And I remember when they were building it, like watching them build it. And it just turned out so much more fabulous than I even imagined it would.
Oh yeah, and just the way they're using it, and I mean, and we have such opportunity now that, you know, that being that we're on the Riverwalk, and we just opened our Riverwalk stage, and we're having a lot more activation on that stage, and more things to do outdoors on the Riverwalk at the Straz. Shameless plug for my Out at the Straz happy hours. And so it's really exciting. I'm really excited for where Tampa's going, but LeeAnn and I are the strange folk who go to a steakhouse. We did get a steak.
We did get steak. We shared a steak.
I love to share because I'm the kind of person that wants to try everything. I wish I could clone myself and live a million different lives. And so when I look at a menu, it's very hard for me to choose just one thing.
Right.
So I love when I have a partner who likes 2 things on the menu, so we can get 2 and have half of each
both.
dish. Best of both worlds.
It was great. I love someone who loves to share.
So we got our steak, as you should when you go to a steakhouse, but we
Mhm.
also tried the fried chicken.
The fried chicken was good.
I was so glad you mentioned that because that caught my eye and I was like, oh, no, don't be that guy.
I know. Let's
And
go to a
then,
steakhouse and have fried chicken,
right.
right?
And I would have, but I was sharing, go to Steelbach with a friend who will share with you, get the fried chicken. Because that fried chicken, I have to say, I think I liked it better than the steak.
I liked them evenly.
Well, because the steak, you like your steak medium well.
Right. And you like yours medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
So, we let them cook it and it was actually well, I think. It
Yeah.
was well done. There was no pink, but it was still really
It
tender.
still was very good.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I guess I just was in the mood for some fried chicken, some
I guess
comfort
so.
food.
We had fried chicken. We had mac and cheese too. So it was really decadent, but really tasty. So
Yeah, I really need to rein myself in on this decadent food. So we had a lovely, lovely dinner. We strolled back. We made perfect timing.
yeah, we got back just in time to hit the restroom before the curtain went up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we got in our seats at like
I need to stick
7:25.
with you. I was not
Started at
running to the
7:30.
theater.
No running. That was great. So it was a brisk walk though.
It was
Because it got to be a certain time and I was like, ooh, we need to get the check.
yeah.
It's time for us to go. We actually have a show to go to. So we actually bothered somebody who wasn't our waiter. And we were like, we know you're not our waiter, but can you please give us the check?
Because we have to GTFO.
We do. We need to go.
So we get to the theater. I'm like just living for just all the outfits. Everyone dressed. It wasn't Wednesday. There still was a lot of pink,
Mm-hmm.
which I appreciated.
Yeah.
I loved how many young people were there.
Yeah.
How cool is
And
that?
it was a rowdy crowd.
They were excited.
They were really excited. I mean, usually the crowd, you have that crowd murmur going on before the show and at intermission, but I mean, it was loud.
Oh yeah.
These people were excited. So,
Even more so than just like the regular opening night.
yeah.
I mean, I was excited. I was like squealing away. If my boss wasn't a few seats away, I would have been screaming right there with the other girls. Actually, Summer wouldn't have cared. She would have loved it. She would have encouraged it. So they used a lot of screens for their set.
There were a lot of digital screens.
It was basically the whole set basically was projections with some supplemental set pieces to kind of make it more 3D.
Yeah.
And I have to say, this was probably the best use of projection that I've ever seen.
It was the most impressive use of projection that I have ever seen.
It was crazy
Yeah,
how they
you
worked with the
Stole the
lighting.
idea right out of my head because I was so impressed.
Yeah, and even just like the quick light cues when it got like dark on a spotlight on someone, the whole projection turned to like a nighttime
Right.
look, and it was just like that.
Yeah.
It
It was good.
It was incredible, and it even
Yeah.
looked like 3D at certain places. Like it was so intricate.
It did. There was this one scene when they were in the mall,
That was my favorite.
and it looked like they were in a mall. But I think the only actual physical piece on stage was a partial escalator.
Yeah,
And there might have been a couple of little benches.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of it, and it looked like a full-on mall.
Right.
I mean, I was like, wow.
It was really incredible, and I thought they used it. Even the transitions, and it allowed them to be more abstract sometimes, more realistic at other times.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved it. A lot of times you'll see a bunch of screens and you're like, oh, is this going to be hokey?
Right.
And they really did an incredible job.
Yeah, because one of the things they did, and instead of just having like the background for the set and making it look like the set, they also used it in ways that you might see like a movie. So in the scene where Katie is like discovering that she's got this crush on this boy in her math class, they start on the screens showing like mathematical problems and little hearts and the kind of things that you might see in her notebook. She was writing about it, and they like outlined the two of them in a big digital heart. And you can't do that.
Right. It really allowed it to be more intimate and to tell more of the story,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was really cool. And um, we were talking about how there are a lot of similarities in how it was presented to as Dear Evan Hansen was.
Right.
And what I thought was most similar was kind of the social media, because
Mhm.
anytime there were like social media posts, they would all like fill the screens and stuff,
Right.
and that was very like Dear Evan Hansen,
Mhm.
all the kind of social media posts and text messages and stuff. Um, but I don't think I noticed the screen. I mean, I thought the screens were great for Dear Evan Hansen, and they obviously were vital to telling the story to
Right.
show all these different posts. Um, but I was just really amazed.
Well, in Dear Evan Hansen, they have the screens there that are showing the constant influx of social media posts, and they're trying to show you how overwhelming it can be, and it is. And they're constantly like dinging every time there's another post. They ding
Right.
and ding and ding, and they don't do it during the show, but they do it before the show and at intermission to kind of show you how, because it's a different telling of the teenage experience, right?
Right.
It's completely different telling. Whereas the Mean Girls is the tongue in cheek. This is the crazy stuff that happens and a little exaggerated. Dear Evan Hansen is more dramatic and like, look at how this affects our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very serious. And so it's told in a totally different way, but using the same technology.
And having a lot of the same message,
Mm-hmm.
but one obviously using comedy, the other using drama to
Right.
really tug at your heartstrings or to make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And I feel like both were equally effective
I think so
because
too.
I love Dear Evan
I
Hansen
love that show.
and I loved Mean Girls.
It was great.
It was, especially a lot of times with these shows that are based on movies or popular material, I get a little skeptical, I'm like, is this just a cash grab? Is this going to be just a regurgitation of the movie where it just kind of leaves you wanting to watch the original source material instead
Right.
of. But this, I don't know. I feel like it was I understand now why they want to make a movie musical
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like it stands on its own.
It does. They changed it up just a little bit. Like there were just a few little things. Like the narrators were Janice and Damien.
Right.
And those are the two friends that she makes right when she gets to school before she becomes involved with the plastics.
Right. Like it was presented like they were giving a presentation to new freshmen. And this was kind of a
Cautionary
cautionary
tale.
tale.
Yes, they
Yes.
called
Don't
it
be Katie.
Don't Let This Happen to You. So
I thought that was clever.
it was really cute.
Yeah, I thought that they were great to be the narrators of the story because they kind of were on the sideline. They
Mm-hmm.
kind of were um, guiding Katie through the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I thought it was clever to kind of involve us more. Like we were kind of part of the school and we were kind of complicit in what was happening.
Right.
And that when we leave the theater, we have a responsibility to be better,
To not be mean.
to not be mean girls. But of course, it's a comedy, so I thought it was interesting how I forgot how I don't know if it's just because of it's a musical. I don't remember things moving so quickly in the movie. I thought it had a really good pace to it. It definitely hit like all the big moments of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
all the big lines, all your favorite parts.
Yeah.
I I actually think it's a legitimate musical. I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was a lot of fun.
And so it caught me thinking, what were you like in high school? What were you a member of a clique? Were you
Okay, so I was not in a cool clique.
Oh, sure.
No, I mean I was in chorus and I was in the musical group, like the audition only pop group in high school.
The show choir?
I guess that's what you call it.
Did you have to dance?
Yes, there was dancing
yes.
and singing.
Is there video of this?
There might be somewhere, but I don't have it.
Oh, darn.
So, you might be able to find one of my high school pals, and I'm sure they have a VHS of us doing that.
All right, I'm going on the hunt.
Yeah, my solo, the one that I had the most fun with was Proud Mary. So, yeah,
Yes.
that was great. So I had a lot of fun with that one.
Oh my God.
Got some standing ovations on that one,
Of
I have to
course.
admit. Yeah. So, yeah, so I
LeeAnn,
was
proud
in,
married
right?
Douglas.
I know. So now you're going to ask me to sing it for you. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I didn't know it at the time. But after talking to people about my high school years, they're like, "You were popular." And I was like, "No, I wasn't. I wasn't popular. I was in the chorus. We were like the geeks, you know?" And they're like, "No, you were popular because I got voted most talented.
Of course.
So I got that at prom, that award. And I guess to get
And
awards
you
like
didn't
that,
think you were popular?
I didn't think I was popular. No. So I had no clue that I was popular in high school. I only discovered this like in the last couple of years.
Ugh.
So
Well, that's probably what contributed to your popularity.
apparently I'm oblivious. So
No, you're very cool.
oh, thank you.
Cool as a cucumber.
Oh, yes. Well, it depends on the day. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was really into the arts. Obviously, I still am. So my senior year, I was in chorus. I was in the audition only show choir. I was in piano. I took piano. So 3 of my classes out of the 7 were all arts classes. So I spent half my day doing what I loved the most and spending all my time with the people that I loved the most.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun. I had a ball in high school.
Me too. I loved my high school experience. It was, there really weren't any kind of mean girls or mean boys that I ever really had to deal with. I wasn't ever bullied.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend and I we were theater kids too.
Right.
But we were kind of like our own. We were like clique floaters. Like we had sleeper cells in all of the cliques.
Okay, so I was a little bit of a clique floater too. So
right.
maybe that's
I think that
performing
contributes
arts
to
kid
your
thing.
right. I think because it's easy to adapt to different environments.
Well, because we all have a little bit of the actress in us.
Right.
So
And we're
able
people
to-
pleasers.
Yeah, that's right. So I could get into like, what did they call it? The burnout
Mm-hmm.
clique. The people who were always smoking cigarettes by the dumpsters, because that's where they could get away with it. And there was this one burnout chick, and I can't remember her name, but she had this suede jacket that had like the fringe hanging off the arms.
Ooh.
And she let me borrow it to do this number in our show choir that was, I can't even remember the number.
Proud Mary?
No, it wasn't Proud Mary. It was not.
The iconic
Yeah, but she let me borrow it,
performance.
and she was like in the burnout clique. So I was a little bit in with them,
Mm-hmm.
but I was a little bit in with like the football players because the football players were also in the chorus and the show choir.
I had the football players wrapped around my finger.
I bet you did.
Because I don't know how, and I also went to a Catholic school, which is hilarious. But my best friend, one of the football players had a big crush on her, and so the best way to her was through her best friend.
Right.
So
Of
suddenly,
You became very
oh
popular.
yeah, oh yeah. Suddenly they were very interested in making sure that I was doing okay and checking in on me. And
Right,
suddenly
right.
IMing me like, hey, what's up? And then there'd be like I'd answer and there'd be a quick left turn to, where's Nora? Like, how's
Oh
Nora
gosh.
doing?
Okay, so they did not have IM when I was in high school. That didn't exist.
Well, AIM doesn't even exist really anymore now.
No, it's
does
called
it?
texting.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
You kids and your newfangled contraptions. Yeah.
That was wild. We probably were like the Janice and Damien, but cooler. Like we didn't have anyone that was like gunning for us.
Right.
Everyone wanted to be us.
Right. Because you were so cool.
Because we were just so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was my high school experience.
Yeah, what a wild time. I feel bad. I mean, I had a great time in high school. I definitely don't ever want to, like, there are the people who like cherish their high school years and are like that was when they peaked.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me sad.
Oh, I think it's just, you have different peaks throughout your life, and that
Right.
is just
It can
one.
be a peak, but you don't
Yeah.
want it to be the peak.
No, because that's
You don't want to peak when you're,
when you're 17.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have a whole lot more life to go.
Well, you hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't want it all be downhill from
No,
17
not at all.
to
Not at all.
94.
So, but the thing that I loved about high school and hated about high school, and it's the thing that I love about Mean Girls, the musical, is they show you how, or remind you of how crazy and dramatic and everything is the end of the world with high schoolers. This little thing that's happening right now is the most important thing in the whole wide world, and your whole world is going to come crashing down if this doesn't happen, or this person says that about you, or somebody spreads a rumor about you, and all of those things. When you become an adult, you're like, who cares?
Right. It's all so heightened.
Yeah.
And even like some of the things I cared about, I'm like, why? I wish I knew then what I knew now. Like, why did I care so much about that? Or
right.
Or like, I really had it good. Like, why did I like stress out? I should have enjoyed it more.
Right.
Yeah, I remember I would make fun of my friend all the time because she'd have these like, because we're theater people. So she'd have these stair moments where she would like collapse on the stairs and cry. And I remember she'd be like a few years ago, she'd be like, I was like skinny and beautiful, and she still was beautiful.
Right.
But she's like, I was so skinny then. Why did I
think I was fat?
Yeah, like why did I care about my looks? Like I looked amazing. Like how annoying. I need. It's a good lesson to just like enjoy the now.
Right.
Me, when I look back, I'm like, oh, I thought I was hot. Like. I don't know if I really deserved that. Like
I
some
don't
of
know
the
if
outfits,
that's gonna make it into the podcast. We might have to cut that.
just bleep it.
Well, we might have to bleep it. Yeah. We'll have Edzer, our producer, bleep that for us. So, did you have a favorite character last night in Mean Girls?
I love Regina.
Okay, I love Janice.
Janice was awesome. Janice would be, although I was thinking, Janice is not so innocent. And she really should have owned up a little bit more to her role in all of this.
Okay, so let's talk about Regina for a second. Regina had some really fabulous belting songs.
Oh, yeah. I feel like everyone did. I'm like, oh my God, these girls can belt.
Yeah,
bass.
yeah. So she was, even though you hate her, I really, really liked her. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Regina was great.
She's the person you love to hate.
Yes, yes. And Janice, you're right. I mean, she did have a part to play in the whole shebang.
I have to watch the movie again because I feel like she copped more to it in the movie, but maybe there just wasn't time in the musical. But I mean, she does kind of kick it off.
But she's getting revenge.
Right, which is still not good.
Well, but still, at least it wasn't that she was just mean and did it out of...
But it still is out of spite. Which is revenge.
I don't know. She just, she was really hurt.
Right.
She was really hurt by Regina, who was her best friend when they were 12.
Right. I feel like there should have been, there kind of was when they like all come together in the end, but I feel like there should have been a moment of like Janice and Regina coming to terms, or Janice just realizing like, I shouldn't care about this or whatever. Like, I kind of feel like she was blaming Katie for a lot of things that she also had her hand in.
That's true.
Not so innocent Janice.
No, but I liked her anyway.
But I loved her.
Yeah.
I loved her style.
Yeah, I loved her style. I loved her voice. Like she had a great singing voice. Yeah, she was just my favorite character. What did you think?
Being Janice.
I could see me being Janice too, which is why I really liked her.
Yes.
Because I can totally see myself not only stirring the pot and getting that stuff started and then not taking any kind of, sorry, that wasn't me.
I do that?
So yeah, I really, really liked her character. So what did you think about Regina getting hit by the bus?
They did that so well. I was like, How are they going to do this? It better not be a projection. I thought it was going to be a projection.
It partially was.
I mean, it partially was with her.
With her flying through
but
the
it
air.
was a real, like, physical
It was a bus. Yeah.
And it was really quick.
It was fast.
It was surprising. And, it, especially, it's coming.
I knew it was coming. It still surprised me.
That was a great moment.
It was hilarious. And then Regina George in the halo at the prom.
And her big booty. I thought that was so funny. Yeah. I don't know why. It was just hilarious.
Yeah, it was great.
She was great. Cool Mom was great. All the girls. I loved the Gretchen and oh my God, I always forget. I just know Amanda Seyfried played her. Karen, isn't it Karen? I think it's Karen.
I can't find it. It's Karen.
Karen.
Sorry, guys. I was looking at the playbill.
She was great. I loved every time she exited the stage, she did some kind of like weird dance move.
Yeah, she was. The cast was fabulous.
And the Halloween song. That is me. I wish every day was Halloween.
Yeah.
But also make it sexy. So,
we've got to rate it.
We have to rate it.
Yeah.
I've been racking my head like
how many big booties do you give it?
How many big booties? Oh my God.
Or maybe not.
I give it. Well, so
you can
didn't
do
she
something
say
else.
She was a space alien with 4 butts?
I think she did.
So I'm gonna give it 4 out of 4 butts.
4 out of 4 big
alien
booties.
butts.
Alien butts on
alien
Halloween.
Big booties.
Okay.
On Halloween.
Yeah, I concur.
It was. I can't wait to see it again. I
It was
can't
a
wait
lot
to
of
see the
fun.
movie. People, be nice to each other. Don't be mean girls.
Don't be mean.
It's
and if you are, don't cop to it like Janice.
No, don't be Janice. Cop to it. Own it. Like Regina says, don't apologize for being a boss.
Right.
But don't be mean. All right. Well, next time, we're kind of keeping with the girl power theme. We're going to be seeing Shout, the musical. Shout!
Shout. Don't shout. My goodness.
It's a musical where they shout at you for 99.
No. Seriously, what is it about?
It is a wonderful throwback to the 60s and 70s of London with all the girl power groups. You're going to get these boots are made for walking. So yes, you definitely don't want to miss it. This one has a long run. It's playing February 26th through March 22nd. 5 amazing local performers, female director, choreographer. So tons of girl power on and off stage, all your favorite tunes. If you either love that music from when you were around in the 60s and 70s, or this is the first time listening to it, you're going to realize why that music is so amazing and why people have such a connection to it. And we can't get enough of it, even in 2020.
Very nice. I can't wait to see it.
Me too.
So everyone go and see it and then listen to us talk about it.
All right. Peace out. I'm Zachary Hines, and this is what you missed at the Straz.